Hello, my name is Jody, and if you will allow me, I would like to tell you a nice, relaxing, hypnotic story to help you fall asleep. Please make yourself as comfortable as you can wherever you are. Close your eyes, relax, and listen to the sound of my voice. I would just like to begin by talking about some relaxing things that might help you clear your mind so you may become more deeply relaxed and fully enjoy your story. If you find it relaxing to listen to the sound of my voice, that's wonderful. If at any time you find it even more relaxing to ignore what I am saying, let my words fade into the background and allow your mind to simply drift and wander. You may do so and know whether you are listening or not, there is always a part of your mind that will hear what I am saying and use the suggestions contained here to follow your relaxed, sleepy feelings into sleep and good dreams. Please remember anything I say is only a suggestion, and you will not have to focus on or do anything to be able to drift comfortably off into a long, sound sleep. This is the time you have set aside to relax and enjoy yourself, so you are only to do what you find pleasurable. And speaking of relaxing things, it might help for a moment if you focus on your breathing. Take a nice, soft, deep breath in. Hold it for a second, and then just let it go. Breathe normally and naturally, and with each soft exhale, you could relax a little deeper. That's right. With each cleansing breath, you could become a little bit more relaxed and feel a little better with each breath. Each breath relaxing you deeper. There may be some sounds happening around you, and if this is true, you could use these sounds to help you relax. If you hear only quiet, that is just fine too. Even the sound of silence can be used to help you sink deeper into relaxation and into sleep. Think of any sounds you hear as only vibrations out there somewhere. You know, once this information reaches your brain through your ears, you interpret it as sound and then label it as relaxing or unwanted. For this moment right now, you could simply leave these vibrations out there or see the stillness out there and let it be out there. You know your brain is still processing this information, and that's okay. That is what brains do, and while it is doing that, you could focus on the quiet within yourself and appreciate how wonderfully peaceful and quiet it can be inside yourself right now. When you clear your mind of all upsetting or distracting thoughts and just listen to the sound of my voice or your own soft, slow breathing. When you listen to your breathing, such a gentle, soft, whispering sound inside the quiet within you, you could imagine for a moment this sound of your breathing is just like the sound of waves lapping up on the still shore of a tranquil beach. In your mind's eye, picture yourself for a moment sitting or lying on the soft sand, still warm from the hot day that is over now. Feel how comfortable the soft sand is, gently supporting your weight on a warm, still night. Just a slight breeze maybe, You can still see the waves by the light of the bright full moon, watching the water draw out and then roll back in, and you can hear your breath, the soft sound of your breath, pulling in like the water and then rolling out again. Such a relaxing sound, and you are completely relaxed. Just being there on this perfect night, growing more and more relaxed with each gentle little wave that rolls in on your quiet shore. Your mind is clean, clear, peaceful, and still as you enjoy what is around you. You could look at the night sky and make it any way you would like it to be. You could add luminous wisps of clouds or bright shining stars. You could add sage grass or any kind of trees you would like. This is your story. You are the main character, and I would like you to fill in as many of the details as you would like, just the way you want them to be. In your story, it is very important for you to be relaxed. So, in this quiet place, I would like you to run a quick scan of your body to make sure every muscle has released all tension. You could imagine every fiber of every muscle going loose and limp, soft and floppy. That's right, there is nothing you need to hang on to anymore. You can just let it all go for now. Every cell in every muscle, still and open to receive positive, relaxing energy. If there is any tension left in your body you would like to hold on to, that's okay. You can release it when you are ready to completely relax. And if you are still at the beach, you could look at the stars and perhaps see one moving. It could be interesting if one of the stars that looks so far away started to move from left to right across the sky, and you could see it getting brighter and start moving faster, and then disappear over the horizon. And you stand up and begin walking along the soft sand beach in the bright moonlight towards where you saw the star disappear so far away. The water stretching out to your left, and some trees, bushes, and underbrush to your right. And just up ahead, to your right, there is something in the bushes. They rustle and move. Just for an instant you see a flash of light. You go towards this bush and it has become still. The light is gone. You sit again on the warm sand to wait to see whatever it was and to see if it will return. As you wait patiently, you watch the stars, and right away you notice one of them is red. Very red. This star is slowly lowering itself towards the water and growing larger and brighter as it does. Soon you can see it is out there hovering just over the water. The rich red light coming from this floating sphere reflecting on the waves as they calm and become completely still. The air stands still and everything becomes encased in an ethereal silence. The red orb is traveling serenely towards you, and you are beginning to get an idea of its size. It would be just a little bigger than the room you are in right now. As you watch it approach, you feel a slight tingling sensation in your feet. And as your feet are now standing there, sinking into the warm sand, this tingling begins to grow, and your feet begin to feel very hot. Not hot enough to be burning, but quite warm just the same. From your knees down is feeling a little numb and tingly, and then you notice this is because the ground below you is vibrating just a little bit. These vibrations are strengthening as the orb is coming ashore and headed right for you, where you are standing, and the sand is shifting and slithering beneath your feet. You step sideways to let the large, glowing red ball pass because you don't want to be knocked over by it. And after you take a few clumsy steps, you find you are on solid ground again, and the vibrations are still there, just not so intense as before. And your feet begin to cool down. This thing stops just a few feet from you, hovering over the exact spot you were just standing on, and the sand there is vibrating away from the center of a circular area that appears to be made out of clear glass. You step back again for a moment, and the vibrations cease, and all is quiet and still again. The waves are again gently lapping at the shore. The slight breeze is back. All seems to be quite normal, except there is a very large glowing red orb just in front of you, hovering about a foot over an equally large area of smooth glass in the middle of your beach. On your hands and knees, you crawl up to the edge of the glass and peer down to see what you can see down there. There is a vortex under the glass, black and gray and swirling downward into a point so far away. You reach out your hand to touch the glass, and when you do, you are surprised to put your hand into what feels like thick, warm water. There is a slight tug, and you quickly pull your hand away and crawl back several feet as the orb slowly floats down and disappears into the abyss. The ground vibrates again, causing the strangely floating sand to drift back into place. Then all is still again, and there isn't a trace of all the weirdness that just occurred only a few seconds ago. So quiet, peaceful, and normal again for a moment, and then the bushes are not behaving. There is a rustling and a faint bluish-white flash of light as you turn to try and catch whatever this is, but then all is still again. From just behind the bushes you hear very clearly somebody giggle. You look in further and down, but see nothing. Behind these bushes is a dense, thick, old forest. If you are somewhere tropical right now, you could make it a jungle. Whatever you would like to make it, this place is too dark to see into. You stroll along beside the underbrush for just a few moments, and very soon come across a path into the forest. The bottom of this path is soft sand, just like the beach, and if you look far ahead, up the path, way up to just before it bends, you see softly glowing mist drifting across and giving just enough light for you to have something to aim for as a destination. You are hoping to find answers for these curiosities as you direct your steps along this path, surveying the underbrush on either side, searching for something that giggles. The bushes are still and quiet as you begin to wade through the cool mist and follow the bend in the path, seeing the mist is getting thicker, brighter, and higher up, traveling up your body as you walk deeper into the forest and deeper into the mist, bright and clean. It has an unusual aroma. You can't quite put your finger on it. As you breathe in through your nose deeply, you decide this is a very pleasant smell, a familiar smell, but you are still not sure what it is like. It smells almost like clean laundry or ice, but not quite. This mist also has an unusual feel to it. As it grows dense and very cold, you notice you feel warm and comfortable inside. The coldness of this mist is not bringing your body temperature down, not 1 degree. The opposite may be the case. The colder the mist gets, the warmer you feel inside. You can see nothing as you walk through this dense white fog, so you step very slowly. As you do, your breath begins to come out like plumes of steam swirling in front of you, disturbing the uniform stillness of the substance you are walking through. You breathe deeply and evenly, watching the vapor swirl out of your mouth and rise up to become part of the mist. As it begins to clear and you can just make out the trees on the sides of the path, the light stays with you, and you assume the sun has come out while you are walking along the path. But you are not sure if it is time for the sun to come up, and you can't remember if you have been walking along this path for a few minutes or for many hours. You assume it must not have been very long because you don't feel tired at all. You are acutely aware of everything around you as the mist is clearing, and you notice you feel unusually good. Awake, aware, alive, happy, and relaxed. The sand beneath your feet is now snow, and your feet still feel very warm, almost hot. Musical tinkling sounds are coming from the trees around you, and you see long icicles dangling from them. You assume the sound must be them bumping into each other like wind chimes in a place where there is no wind. And you have given up trying to make sense of anything anymore. The air is clear and still on a bright sunny day and sparkling with frost. A fat white rabbit watches you from the side of the path, chewing a long stalk of green grass where there is only snow. You decide you are dreaming, and so allow the bunny to enjoy his treat in peace as you carry on along the path. You are going up a small but steep hill now, and are amazed at how easy it is to move. You feel as if your feet are barely touching the ground, almost weightless, moving so easy and free. At the top of the hill, you see you have come across a large green valley. You stop to breathe in the updraft of warm, moist air rushing up over your body, enjoying having the air temperature outside match the warmth you feel within. The path is narrow up ahead as it winds down into the valley. The valley is grassy and green. There are no trees or shrubs or flowers, just grass. Before you begin your descent, you inspect the grass before you. It is neither very long nor very short, and every blade looks exactly the same. You look up at the bright blue cloudless sky above you and notice there is no sun. The shadows cast from these blades of grass seem too sharp, precise, exact, yet do not seem to agree on a direction of light. You begin walking down the steep winding path into the valley, the warm air lifting your hair and clothes, making you feel lighter. With each step down, you feel more and more relaxed, more peaceful, feeling even lighter as the warm wind lifts you. You feel so light, your feet are hardly touching the ground, and then you notice your feet aren't touching the ground anymore, and you are floating down, just above the path, carried by the warm wind. You feel a little bit of a butterfly sensation in your stomach as you are moving down towards the bottom of the valley. This is a very pleasant feeling. When you reach the bottom, there is no path, just an expanse of soft, green, uniform grass, and you feel it tickle the bottom of your feet for a moment before the wind dies down and you land softly and comfortably on the warm ground. Walking across the valley, enjoying the feeling of freedom and open, empty space, you notice no birds or insects. The only living thing you see walking across the valley is a fat white rabbit that watches you walk by without moving very much. The air smells of fresh green grass, and it is a lovely, if not somewhat odd day, and you become aware of a spot in the sky that is a slightly different shade of blue from the sky around it. And it is only a small spot, small and round and growing bigger. You stop, welcoming the approach of something else, when the slight tingling feeling begins again in your feet. Warm to hot, then vibrating and numb. The blue thing is another orb, and this one is shiny silver, and you can now see how it is blue on top and reflecting the green grass below. Only the blue is just a little darker, as is the green. As this comes towards you, you again take a few clumsy steps to get out of its way and sit on the softly vibrating grass to see what comes next. The blades of grass under the orb, right where you were just standing, are vibrating more strongly and falling over and vibrating away. But instead of the smooth glass you saw at the beach, the surface below here is mauve in color and waxy in appearance. The vibrations stop, and you lean over to feel the surface of the irregular circle of light purple. It is firm yet yielding and warm. It is still, yet not quite still. It feels as if it is alive. You stand up and cautiously place one foot on it and press down, enjoying the soft, springy feel of it. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem to mind, so you stand on it with both feet, a little unsteady, and bounce a little. Still, it offers no protest, and your attention shifts to the shiny orb in front of you. You can see your reflection in it, and your feet appear very tiny, while your head looks humongous. You reach out a hand to touch it, and your hand sinks into the surface that offers little resistance. You notice this thing is beginning to raise up slightly and slowly, and this time you don't want to be left behind. So you use the surface below you as a springboard and launch yourself into the shiny ball. You tumble for a moment, and it takes a few seconds to get your bearings, and you find yourself floating in the blue sky. Peaceful and still, you are suspended and not falling. Around you are some voluminous cumulus clouds spaced out well enough for you to be able to make out the terrain below. You see ocean, land, and a swath of white beach separating the two. You again Feel that slight butterfly feeling in your stomach as you notice you are beginning to descend, drifting towards the beach. As you get closer, you see there are some tall buildings along this shoreline, and there are people on the beach. Soon you are floating along above these people, and none of them seem to be noticing you. They are eating lunch or playing ball, making sand castles or swimming, and none of them seem to be aware you are there, floating over them and watching. Just up ahead, you see a section of the sand is beginning to turn, yet the people are undisturbed. The turning speeds up, and colorful bathing suit clad bodies, along with towels, blankets, kids with buckets and shovels, blur into a colorful vortex swirling down into the earth. No one seems to be even aware in the least of this spinning hole in their reality, and your ship positions itself over the hole and gently lowers itself into it. Floating there and watching the colors of sand and summer apparel swirl around you, you feel so calm and still, just letting it happen. The stillness inside your protective bubble is in stark contrast to the whirling blur of color around you. But then the storm begins to settle, and the colors begin to change to pinks, blues, and pale yellows, softly billowing like smoke around you. Soon you see sparks or specks of white light in the fog coming closer to you or moving farther away. At first you are not sure if you are floating up or down, but soon you feel you are traveling sideways, the tiny lights winking out one by one as the color of the mist fades to white. Below you, you can see you are traveling slowly over the surface of soft white sand, and the mist begins to clear, and you find yourself at a beach very much like the one you were on when you began your adventure. In the underbrush along the tree line, you see here and there flashes of light and moving leaves. Softly in the distance, you even hear the occasional giggle. This has made you very curious. You still want to see what it is that is in the bushes. So, you make a few gentle swimming motions and are able to make it to the side of your enclosure, where you easily slip through and land on your feet on the beach. It is still nighttime, and you are not sure if it is the same nighttime or a different one. The moon is so much larger than you are used to it being, taking up a good portion of the sky. You can make out all the details of the craters on the surface, and it lights up the beach with its soft gray glow. You turn towards the bushes where you see flashes of light, but as you get nearer they become dark and still. Large dark green leaves reflecting the moonlight. You sit down on the warm sand and are beginning to feel very tired and very sleepy and don't want to bother with whatever it is in the bushes. It has been a long night and you are growing weary of adventures and you just want to go to sleep, so you lie down and make yourself comfortable while your heavy, droopy eyelids gently slide shut, blocking out your view of the oversized moon, and you listen to the gentle sound of the waves on the beach and your own soft, slow breathing, and as you drift off to sleep, you hear the sound of your breathing and the sound of the waves as the same thing, and you think of how relaxing and enjoyable it is to just drift off to sleep listening to this relaxing sound. You might have heard a giggle, or maybe some soft voices muttering far away, but you don't care and don't want to have to think too hard or try to figure out anything right now, because it is more enjoyable to focus on the peaceful, still silence within you and the soft sound of your breathing. As you drift off into sleep, warm and comfortable, you think how nice it would be to sleep on this beach tonight and wish you had brought a pillow and a blanket. And as you have this thought, you feel a soft and light blanket being pulled up over you and someone gently pushing a pillow under your head. This time, you don't try to chase or follow anything. You just allow this to happen and stay very still and very relaxed. You open your eyelids just a little bit, just enough to be able to see what is happening, and you see standing beside you a small person. She is just over 2 feet tall, with a flowing robe wrapped around her, so light it appears to be made of the dense, softly glowing mist. It seems to float and swirl in the non-existent breeze. She can have any color skin you would like, and whatever style of hair pleases you. She could be cute, ugly, or beautiful. I only ask she wear a kind and loving expression. Behind her, shimmering translucent and barely visible, are 2 sets of 2 wings, very gently opening and closing. She knows you are looking at her, yet she seems less shy than her friends, making small noises in the bushes. You roll over to see her better and wrap yourself in this soft, warm, and miraculously light white blanket. You want to keep looking at her, but are finding it difficult. It is as if someone has put sleepy dust in your eyes and you need to close them and relax a little while. So tired, just rest, drifting off, feeling warm, loved, and comfortable. You hear the soft twittering of little voices and stay very calm and still as you manage to open your eyes one last time and see 4 more of these people fluttering out of the bushes, guiding a floating golden orb over to where you are lying. This sphere is smaller than the ones you interacted with earlier and seems so light the fairies are floating off the sand now and again to keep control of it and keep it from floating away. They position this on the sand beside you, between yourself and the watching person. She has something sharp in her hand, and she swipes at the orb with it, and the golden globe disappears. Left in its place is a small chest, dirty old wooden, metal and leather. As you sit up a little bit and reach out to open it, you frighten away the 4 fairies who take flight into the bushes and disappear in flashes of light. The one remains behind to watch you. The lid is stiff and the wood rough beneath your hand as you open the lid and see what you expect to see there. Yes, this is treasure of the most typical variety: old gold coins, strings of pearls, precious gems set in gold of all descriptions. You like this gift and are grateful to have it. You look towards the one watching over you and feel a thank you towards her. You know your message has been received and understood, and she walks slowly into the underbrush, and she too disappears in there with a quick soft light. You snuggle into your bedding, feeling very happy and glad you had this adventure, and are looking forward to tomorrow, where so many good things are going to happen to you. But for right now, you're very tired and would like to rest. So you completely relax and allow your body to grow heavy and sink just a little deeper into your warm, soft sand bed, and just let it all go for now. Outside yourself is completely peaceful and still, except for the gentle swishing sound of the waves rolling into the shore and then drawing back again, only to roll in once more. Inside yourself is just the same, with your body so still and relaxed, and your mind clean, clear, peaceful, and still. The only sound you hear inside yourself is the soft sound of your soft, slow, sleepy breathing, sounding just like the waves on the beach. All is well with the world, and this night is perfect for sleep. The sound of the waves and the sound of your breathing merge as one, and you know every living thing for miles around you is deeply and peacefully asleep, and now is the time to join them, and just gently allow your consciousness to slip away. Somewhere far away, you may hear someone speaking to you, but that is so far away now, and you don't need to listen anymore. So you can just let that voice fade away as you go into sleep and into dreams. The voice will count down some numbers, and with each number, your relaxation will deepen and you will sink deeper and deeper into sleep. And when there are no more numbers anymore, when they have all just drifted away to wherever numbers go when they are not needed anymore, you will stay this still and peaceful and quiet until it is time for you to wake up, feeling more well rested than you ever have before. But for right now, you know in this moment the only thing left to do is gently drift down into the soft darkness and into sleep, going deeper with each number. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and good night.